friends, and welcome back. It's game day and I'm going to be preparing a couple of snacks for Ernie and I to enjoy today. It is the first official NFL game for us, for our LA Chargers. We are so excited. Typically I would have the whole family over and I would be preparing a ton of different dishes, but today I'm going to keep it on the smaller side because it's just Ernie and I. Yesterday when we were at lunch, I was like, what should we have? What should we have? We like to have food because you know the games usually last 3.5, 4 hours. So we like to have things that we can pick from and snack on and start early. So for sure we're going to be making my sausage dip. It's my famous sausage dip. Super easy to make, but so delicious. Everybody loves this. And then I thought, well, we need like food, something that, you know, we can eat. And I was going back and forth, subs, burritos, you know, what could I make? And I said, you know what, I'm going to make sliders. And so then I thought, well, I don't want to sit and grill each patty. So I came up with an idea that I think is going to make your life easier. I know it's going to make my life easier, and they're going to be super delicious. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to start with is my sausage dip, and you're going to need just 3 ingredients. Sausage, paste picante, and cream cheese. That is it. Now typically this dip would be made in a crock pot, so you would just put all the ingredients into a crock pot or a slow cooker and forget about it for a couple of hours, but I don't have a crock pot, so we're going to be using my cast iron pot. So I'm going to go ahead and get this turned on to high. We had this years ago for the first time at one of Ernie's friend's house, and I fell in love with this. I've been making it for many years, and now all my daughter-in-laws make it. Actually, anybody that has this wants the recipe for it. The first thing we're gonna do is get the meat all browned. So if you were putting this in a crock pot, this would be your first step. You're going to want to do this anyways. And I like to get a potato masher or a bean masher, whatever you want to call it, and break the meat up into really small pieces. It takes a minute, but you'll be thankful you did it. Okay, at this point, you would take it out and add it to your crock pot, but since we're making ours in this pot here, we're gonna go ahead and add the other ingredients. I'm using hot. You don't have to use hot, you can use whatever you want, but we like the paste picante hot sauce. And if you were doubling this recipe, 2 of the sausage, 2 cream cheeses, you would use just one of the larger containers of this paste picante. I added a little bit of water just to make sure to get everything out of the jar. Now we're going to dump in our block of cream cheese. Give that a mix. If I had this in my crock pot, I would not worry about breaking this up. But I just turned the stove down to low, all the way down. This is going to cook a lot faster on the stovetop than it would in a crock pot. But the beauty about this dip is you can get this going in the morning before the game and set it aside. And by the time your guests arrive or the game starts, the dip will be ready for you guys to enjoy. All right, I'm going to move this over to the other burner where I have it on low so that we can get started on our next dish. Okay guys, now we're gonna get started on the main course for our football snacks. And you are going to need some ground beef, cheese of your choice, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and this 21 Salute dressing that we get at Trader Joe's. You could also use anything that you would normally season up your hamburgers with. You can use that as well, but this is what we're using today. Okay, I'm gonna turn the stove on to high. While the meat's browning up, I want to go ahead and get some onions on the stove to start caramelizing. So I have 4 onions here. This takes a while. And I'm a fan of caramelized onions. It's one of my favorite things to have on a burger. Or with anything, actually. I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and she actually added caramelized onions to her mashed potatoes. It was Acre Homestead. If you have not checked out her channel, go check over at her channel. She's an amazing human who grows her own food and shows you how she uses it in her kitchen. And she's a young gal, and I love that. Whew, these onions are fresh. They're making me cry. Stir the meat. I love this pan. I got it at Target. And I love the fact, it's a Tefal pan, and I love the fact that the whole thing can go in the oven and you can use metal on it, even though it's a non-stick. And it was fairly decently priced. I think it was under $30. Let's check on our dip. Oh yeah. This smells so good. You guys are gonna love this recipe. The longer it cooks, or the longer it sits in a crock pot, the better. This is the first time I've made it on the stovetop, and this is working out just beautifully. I just have it on one of the burners that doesn't have such high, what is that called? So I'm just using one of the burners that has less BTUs, I guess. I had to ask Ernie what that meant, but there's some burners that, even when they're on their highest, they don't burn as hot as the others, but I have it on one with the lower, and I have it on low. That way it stays warm and continues to thicken up until we're ready to snack on it. Back to the onions. When you are caramelizing onions, they cook down kind of like spinach does. You know how you can put a bunch of spinach in a pan and it looks like a ton, but it goes down to barely anything. Onions are pretty much the same. I would love to know in the comments who your team is if you are a NFL fan. We are a football family. Our boys played Pop Warner, and now our grandsons, 3 of them, play Pop Warner. It always has been a thing with my family, where everybody gets together and enjoys a day of football and food and family. It's so fun. All right, so now let's get these on the stove. The meat is almost done browning up here. I thought I was going to have to drain it, but It's pretty lean. So, all right, so to this, so I'm gonna go ahead and add our 21 seasoning salute. I would say I added about 2 tablespoons. That was the salt. I needed pepper. About 20 turns on the pepper grinder. And a little bit of salt. And add a little bit more seasoning. Some garlic powder. Probably about a teaspoon. Oh, it smells so good. I like how the meat is getting some browning on it. It's exactly what you want. Okay, this is done. I'm going to take it off of the heat now. Okay, I have a big old slab of King's Hawaiian rolls. This is a lot of food for Ernie and I, but we'll have leftovers. And the game starts at 1, so we'll be eating this for lunch, dinner, and leftovers. So I'm just gonna take my knife and I'm just gonna slice all the way down and remove the top. Mayonnaise fan, but I decided last minute to go ahead and add mayonnaise before the meat. So I'm just gonna spread some mayonnaise on here. Now I'm gonna take my meat mixture and spread that evenly. These are the quickest cheeseburgers. Quickest cheeseburger sliders ever. You want to make sure to get the meat spread out across all of them so that as people are pulling them apart, they're getting a little bit of everything. Now to hold the meat together, because if you were just to put this, you know, on the table like that, they would fall apart. That's what your cheese is for. Just like that. And now you're going to just put the top back on. You could brush this with butter if you wanted to. I'm choosing not to do that. But you just put it into a 350-degree oven just until the cheese is melted and you've got sliders. Let's go ahead and do that because we've got to get our sides prepared and we got to get those onions caramelized. Okay, we have our cast iron skillet here. I'm gonna add probably about I don't know, maybe 3 tablespoons of avocado oil. You can use vegetable oil if you want. All right, and I'm gonna add my onions. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to draw the moisture out of the onions. And I'm just gonna sit here and let them do their thing. They already smell so good. All right, so I have the stove on medium. So we're gonna let them sit there and do that thing. In the meantime, we're gonna get our sides prepared. I've emptied out my garbage side. This is my garbage sink. where I put everything. And now I'm going to wash up the dishes so that I can keep the kitchen clean, so when it's game time, I can just sit down and enjoy the food I've prepared. Okay, the first thing I want to do is get our lettuce prepared. Go on the sliders. And because they're sliders, I want everything to be cut small to fit on the actual slider, so that's what we're going to do. And I find that shredded lettuce is better. But look at this artisan romaine that I found. How cute are these? They're so adorable. Let's get this sliced up and washed. All right. I like to use the base of my salad spinner as the container that I wash my veggies in, just to limit dishes. We'll just throw that in there. All right, these are the perfect, Roma tomatoes are perfect for sliders. That's the perfect cut for a slider. Let me check on the sliders. They're done. I left them in the oven, but turned the oven off. Pickles, and they're so good. They're Manhattan style. So delicious. They've got lots of flavor. So I get the big ones because, again, they're the perfect size when they're sliced for sliders. That'll probably be enough. These are doing exactly what I want them to do. Caramelizing takes a while, so this is something maybe you want to start first, especially if you're doing a lot of onions. All right, let's get the lettuce drained. Okay guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Ernie is fixing himself a slider as we speak, and I have served myself up some of the delicious sausage cheese dip. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a taste test for you guys.
I got lettuce, tomato, ketchup, mustard, the caramelized onions, and jalapeno.
Yummy!
See?
Put that in front of the camera. Show them how yummy that looks. Oh my God. Yes. How'd that meat come out?
Oh, really good. Oh yeah.
Yum.
Oh, let football begin.
You guys have got to try this dip. Ernie, is this dip not our favorite?
Oh.
Every gathering that we have, this dip is served. 3 ingredients, super easy to make, but it's a crowd pleaser.
Oh, these sliders are a bomb. How many did we make?
I think there was 18. 18.
They'll be gone.
Because we're going to have to eat dinner too, right? Anyways, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Leave me a comment down below. If you guys have tried these recipes, come back and comment. Let me know how you like them. And we will see you guys on Monday for another video. Bye.